Oh, hi there. I'm DK, although if you clicked on this somewhere, if it was presented to you, you probably knew that already. Probably know who I am. If you don't, um, hi, I'm just a guy. I'm just a regular old fella hanging out. Here's the idea here. I took a new position at my job that requires a bit of a, shall we say, commute, since that's the word. It takes a bit of a commute. And I thought to myself, I can be productive on this drive, right? So, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a thing that happens a lot. Maybe I just needed to try it once ago. That didn't work. So, we'll see. The idea of talking to myself in a car on a highway for, I don't know, 20 minutes to 45 minutes roughly doesn't sound that different from what I'm doing already. So might as well just turn on a microphone, I guess. I don't know, like this isn't going to have like a format or whatever. I'm just going to talk about whatever sounds good. I don't have like segments or like I didn't think about like I'm going to talk about this, and this. I'm going to just talk to you about whatever. So I don't know if that is good. I don't know if that's bad. We'll find out. Also, the other thing is the way I'm recording this, you're probably going to hear a lot of wind noise, car noise, turn signals, me screaming road rage, road rash. You might hear some road rash. Hopefully I get that sweet chain whip. So yeah, I don't know. It might not even be listenable. I might do all this and hear back and go, oh no, it's no good. But if you're hearing it, that means I uploaded it anyway. I don't know. You might hear some droning wind sound or something, but man, maybe we're okay. Anywho, I probably will be discussing things like a movie I saw recently, a video game I've been playing, something a stupid person said that really grinds my gears. I don't know about that. Maybe that. All kinds of stuff. And if you've seen or heard some of my other things, I'm not a huge fan of editing, so there might be lots of stumbling and fumbling and, that sounds a lot like the game of football, doesn't it? Stumbling and fumbling. Or it would be if I were playing. I'm not the best sportsman. Football happened. There was a Super Bowl, and I'm not going to say recently, but it was within the last month. Guys, I didn't watch it. I'm not a football or sports ball person. I'm not one of those people that's like pretends like they have no idea though. Some like nerds are like, well, sports ball, hope you get a hole in one. Like, I think that's funny-ish, but I also grew up, like my dad watched a bunch of sports, baseball, football, soccer even. Real football is what that's called. Football. So, I know about sports, I guess. I couldn't tell you who's playing them. I've heard names. I've heard like Shaquille O'Neal. Wait, he retired, didn't he? All I know about him is Icy Hot. Back pain? He's the best. I've heard sports people's names around. I could maybe tell you them if you asked about them. But yeah, I don't have any. Why am I telling you about my sports? I don't know. What's a good sport? I don't know. I tried to watch the Overwatch League. Do you guys like Overwatch? I tried to watch the Overwatch League, and I'm still actively doing that, but I'm bad at it. I'm bad at watching it. I arbitrarily picked a team to watch because I like their design. Isn't that what people do, or am I completely shallow for doing that? I picked the Houston Outlaws because I like their color scheme, and it is a scheme, by the way. They've tricked me, but I don't know. I'm trying to watch it, and I'm just not getting into it that much. Like, it's fine, but maybe it's because it's like the presentation itself. Like, it's hard to watch that. It's hard to watch and understand what's happening, and like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at watching it yet. Just like with anything, you kind of need to learn how to watch it. Speaking of that, I recently listened to an interview with some of the people behind this sci-fi show, Channel Zero, and I remember watching the trailer for the first season, and I remember reading like, oh, it's based on a creepypasta, and it's like this unique story it kind of was born on the internet, and blah blah blah. And I thought the trailer looked good, but I never investigated further. But I heard this interview with some of the people behind it, and I was like, well, they seem really smart, and I like what they're saying to me. It pleases me, and yeah, I checked it out. So I checked out the first episode, and I liked it. I'm looking forward to watching the next episode. So I will keep you informed on that. It's called Channel Zero, and like if you ever watched American Horror Story, it's like that. Every season, it's like an anthology. So every season has different characters and story and things like that. I think it's great so far. Whatever. It's like a teen horror thing at this point. But it's not too shabby yet. Let's just say that. Not too shabby at all. Huh. I'm trying to think what else I should tell you about. I mean, this is just this is like what do you call this? Episode 0, where I kind of try to give you an idea about what it's going to be like if you invest in this show. Send me $20, please. But really, just listen to it. I like to play video games. I've been doing a Jedi Knight Let's Play on the YouTube, which I don't know, you may be watching this there, listening to this there, if this even exists. I have like 3 episodes of that left to record, and then I've beaten the game, which is a very proud achievement in my life. It was a game that I have always loved since it came out in 1997. I remember we were at a family friend's house in Indiana. Yeah, that's right. I was hanging out with a bunch of Hoosiers, and he's like, hey, Star Wars, you like Star Wars, right? And I'm like, yeah, I love Star Wars. He was a big Star Wars fan as well. And he said, check out my computer, bro. I have this new Star Wars game. And I had never heard of it before. And oh my God, it was like a 3D Star Wars world, and you can use the blasters and the lightsaber and the Force and all those crazy things, and it like set my brain on fire. I couldn't believe it. That's all I could think about. You know those games you get when you're a kid, and very rarely when you're an adult. Speaking of that, oh boy, I've been attempting to play Cuphead. I picked it up on Steam last week, and it's so hard. But generally for me, when a game is too hard and frustrating, it takes a ton of time to master. Because I don't have a whole lot of free time anymore, I tend to just shy away from them. But I knew what I was getting into with Cuphead. I just could not resist. And boy, was I not disappointed so far. Water time. The music is incredible. The animation is incredible. The art, the attention to detail, it feels very authentic to like the 20s and 30s or whatever the era is. I love it. I just want to go around speaking in that kind of a 20s announcer. Step on up and take a look at the thing that I have. Never mind, it's gone. Someone stole my thing. That kind of a Mugman and Cuphead. Don't deal with the devil. Whatever that is. It's great. And I had such a triumph the other day. I was playing it, and there was this level where you are running into a tree. It's like a tree situation, and it's like kind of slanted diagonally, and you're running up this tree, and I very quickly realized there's like a pattern to this. And also I had gotten this ability that whenever you dash, there's this move where if you press triangle or whatever, the top button on the face buttons, it'll make you dash. But I got this move where it makes you, it doesn't just dash you, it teleports you. So you obviously receive no damage while you're you're gone. You're teleported. And I used that to great effect to teleport through certain enemies. And I had it timed so well because you're just running to the right. So I finally got to the point where I could beat that level without stopping. For me, that's great. That feels like Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. And just like that momentum feels great. But the ending of that level is very difficult. You're standing on these platforms that can fall, and then when they do fall, it shoots a projectile up just to screw you. And you have to jump to another platform held up the same way, so you have to watch out for these projectiles if you're jumping. It's crazy hard. It's like so hard that it's funny. Like I tried playing it with Steve, let's say, or Steffi Pie. You may know her. I will refer to her either as Steve or Steffi Pie. And we couldn't get past the first level. We played it together co-op. We could not get past the first level. Now I played it on my own and did the first level on the second try. Was that because I already had practice? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to say why. I don't know. It could be that. I knew what I was getting into more. But it's great, guys. Cuphead is so far, oh man, I've beaten 2 of the run and gun levels. I'll keep in mind I haven't played it that long. I've only put maybe 3 hours into it. 2 of the run and gun levels, several of the boss fights. It's just a lot of fun. It's beautiful to look at. I could probably talk all day about it. It's just something you got to play. It's really good. It reminds me of and I don't know why, I could be way off, but Gunstar Heroes a little bit. I played that on Sega Genesis a lot with a friend back in the day. Just the constant shooting nature of it. Like when I play Cuphead, I just hold shoot. Like I don't even let go of it. It's like there's no situation when you don't need to just be firing. So you're just like constantly running and shooting and blasting things and jumping and whatever. And it feels really good too. It's a very well made game. It's beautiful. I hope they go further with that. So yeah, Cuphead, worth it. On the horizon, we have the new God of War. I've never had the chance to play that on a stream or anything anywhere, but that's one of my favorite games of all time. I have the Platinum Trophy in the Vita version, and I'm going to do the Platinum again on the PS3 version. And I hope they port it to PS4, because I'll do the same thing. I'm a huge fan of God of War. Kratos is a cool character. Oh, man, so good. The new game, like they're trying to like make the story even more personal and important, and I'm very, very excited for that. They just announced a new Black Ops. Well, it's heavily rumored, Black Ops 4. I might lose some people with this, but I am a fan of Call of Duty. I still play World War II from time to time, and I'm a huge fan of the Modern Warfare remaster. Modern Warfare is one of my favorite shooters of all time. Great campaign, amazing multiplayer, not too much going on. Like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, the multiplayer becomes like a kill fest with all the different, what are they called? Kill streak rewards, all the kill streak rewards, and like, the Pavlo and the Chopper Dave, whatever it is. Like those things are, I don't want to spawn and die. Like it's ridiculous. Like, and the nuke, come on, the nuke is dumb. We don't need the nuke. But I think Modern Warfare 1 has the perfect mix of, like, you get 3 kills, you get a UAV. You can see where the enemies are on the map. You get 5 kills, you get a fun airstrike. And if you get 7 kills, you get a helicopter. The helicopter can be shot down. Like, there's ways to protect yourself against a helicopter. It's just more of a fun, like, reward. Like, hey, you're doing really well. Here's a little extra thing. Gives you an edge. I love that. But it's like you have to earn it. You have to be good. Yeah, that's great. So, when I woke up this morning, I don't know why I just thought of this. When I woke up this morning, there was this song stuck in my head, and I don't know why. And I don't really understand, but it's that song where it's like, do, looking out my back door. Is that CCR? I feel dumb. I don't know who it is. It might be CCR. And just the music is kind of like, it's not, I don't really get it. I don't really have any love for that song or style of music. But what was he thinking? We need to go into the studio and write a song. I need your lyrics. What is this song about? Well, I wanted to write a song about something that was very relatable. Looking out the back door. Well, is there a line where it's like, tangerines and elephants are dancing on the lawn? Like, does he say tangerines and elephants are dancing on the lawn? What is that? I must be remembering that wrong. That's like, I listened to oldies as a kid. That's what my parents listened to for some reason. So like I have all these oldies in my brain, 50s and 60s music, and I don't have anything to do with it except remember the lyrics wrong. So if anyone can explain tangerines and elephants, I'd appreciate that. What is it? It can't be tangerines and elephants. Also, if it is elephants, what is he talking about? He's looking out his back. Does he live across the street from a zoo and a market where they would sell tangerines? I don't know. It's a very strange situation. That's a strange situation. I don't know. I miss Sean Connery. Does anyone else miss Sean Connery? I just miss his voice. I'm sure you can go back and watch all the Bond and the Indiana Jones and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen that you want. Although League is not super good. Whatever, that objective, Your Honor. And I don't know. I just miss his voice, and I miss his little face too. My grandpa kind of looks like Sean Connery. I've always thought, like not exactly, but like similar hairstyle. And by that I mean like when Sean Connery's kind of bald on top and like has that beard and everything, but still has the kind of dark eyebrows. That's yeah. So like my grandpa might be a Big Boss. Interesting. I don't know. If you play the original Metal Gear, Big Boss looks just like Sean Connery. Like, it's not a mistake. It's supposed to be Sean Connery. Big Boss. It'd be cool if Big Boss had that kind of accent. Oh, Snake. Oh, yes. Gotta stop Metal Gear. I don't know. That'd be fun. So, did you guys see Shape of Water? I've already talked about this places, but I loved it. It just won, what did it win? Best Picture? And it won something else. Score? No, it wouldn't be score. What was it? Well, I think it did win that. I don't know. Anyway, it won Best Picture, and I just want to remind people how awesome that movie is. It was really fun. I love the look of it, the feel of it. The story is pretty good, and there's like this. I've talked to a couple people who didn't get. I won't spoil it, but there's this subplot, and it changes the way the whole story is. It changes the whole story. And if you didn't pick up on it, it's very subtle, I think. If you don't pick up on it, the movie might, I feel like you're almost getting, you're being robbed of like a big hunk of what the movie really is. But it's just enough. Like, I think if they went too far with it, the movie could have become pretty dumb. But Guillermo, I guess he's just made enough movies, man. He's great. I've always liked him. I used to think Blade 2 was the best in the trilogy, but I recently learned that Blade 1 is the best. I'm sorry, Guillermo. But Blade 2 is mostly like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the practical makeup effects and the vampire that eats other vampires and blah, blah, blah. That's fun. But the movie itself, like, it's just basically vampires in a nightclub shooting each other, killing each other. Like, that's fine. I do like it. But it's kind of like, there's not much to it. There's some really bad CG, especially near the end, when Blade and the main villain have, like, an actual, like, WWF style wrestling match almost. If you haven't seen it recently, it's pretty funny. But I also love Hellboy, though I think the remake could do the series. I think the reboot could do the series, like the franchise of Hellboy, even more justice. And I think Guillermo did a fine job. But I think maybe they made it a bit more accessible. I think the new Hellboy is going to be like a rated R, much more appropriate for Hellboy. It's one of my favorite comic books. There are two comic books that I would call my favorite. One is Hellboy, and the other is Sandman, Neil Gaiman's Sandman. He's just the best. Recently re-listened to the audiobook for Ocean at the End of the Lane, and that story is amazing. I love Neil Gaiman. The show American Gods is great. The book American Gods is great. Just, Neil Gaiman, people. Get into him. Let him get into you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm sure I could probably talk all day about random nonsense, but I think 20 minutes isn't good, provided I don't cut anything out. And who knows? Maybe I'll never do this again. But I would like to do this a weekly or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I guess thank you for listening. If I end up doing these, maybe I'll hold on to this and see how it sounds, and maybe record a couple more. So that way I have some. I don't know. I'm making plans with you that they're all dependent on me, and in that situation, I'm probably not going to follow up. So let's just see what happens. All right. Thanks for listening. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, tell me what can be better. That's about all I can ask. Just be cool, man. Yeah, I got nothing. Thanks for listening, and I will hopefully do another one of these soon. May the force be with you.